The night was unusually silent aboard the research station on Epsilon 9. Stars shimmered through the panoramic windows, 1,000 points of light scattered across the black expanse of space. I was trying to concentrate on my logs, but a creeping unease kept tugging at my attention. Something wasn't right. It started with the faint rustle outside my quarters. At first, I ignored it, attributing it to the occasional hum of the life support system or the settling of the station. But then I heard a soft whimper, almost human in its desperation, yet strangely melodic, like a creature entirely unfamiliar. I froze. The sound came again, closer this time. My heart raced, but curiosity overpowered caution. Opening the door, I found myself face to face with a small, shivering figure. It was no more than a meter tall, with violet-hued skin that shimmered faintly under the station lights. Its eyes were enormous and luminescent, reflecting fear, confusion, and something that resembled trust directed at me. The alien cub's delicate features reminded me of some hybrid between a child and a creature of myth. Horn-like ridges ran along its forehead, and small, feathery protrusions extended from its shoulders. Despite its fearsome ancestry, it belonged to the apex line of Epsilon 9, known for their strength and intelligence. It looked fragile, vulnerable, and utterly alone. It stared at me, shivering, then slowly crawled forward, making a soft, pleading noise. My instincts overrode caution. I knelt down and extended a hand. The cub hesitated for a heartbeat before pressing its small, warm body against me. "I can't leave it out here," I whispered to myself, suddenly aware of the danger it might face. Apex cubs were rarely found alone. Even one lost could become prey or a target for rival predators, or worse, rogue experimenters. I lifted it gently and carried it to my quarters. The cub's skin felt surprisingly soft, warm, and alive with a quiet energy. Its small hands clutched my arm, kneading at my sleeve as if testing whether it could trust me completely. I laid it on the edge of my bed, and it curled into a ball, shivering violently. "You're safe here," I murmured, unsure whether it would understand. The cub tilted its head, emitting a soft trill, which I interpreted as acknowledgement. It had taken refuge in my bed, as though instinctively recognizing a protector. I sat beside it, unsure whether to sleep on the floor or let it share the bed. As minutes passed, exhaustion overtook my apprehension. I lay down carefully, leaving space, but soon felt a small weight crawl onto my chest. Its tiny body pressed against mine, radiating warmth and trust. For hours, the station was silent except for our shared breathing. The cub occasionally whimpered in its sleep, its eyelids twitching as if it were fighting some lingering nightmare. I couldn't help but study it, the way its chest rose and fell, the soft, feathery ridges along its back, and the occasional faint glow that pulsed beneath its skin. This was no ordinary alien. It was a creature of intelligence and emotion far beyond anything documented. Somewhere in the depth of my mind, I realized something extraordinary. This little cub, though terrified moments ago, now seemed to have claimed me as its guardian. Its trust was absolute, and that trust was fragile. The night stretched on, and eventually, sleep claimed me as well. When I awoke, the first light of Epsilon 9's twin suns filtered through the windows. The cub was still there, nestled against me, its luminous eyes half open, watching me intently. Before I could speak, a soft sound made me freeze, the unmistakable voice of the station's security officer outside the door. "Human, are you in there?" Panic shot through me. I knew the protocols. Apex cubs were considered high-value assets, and anyone found harboring one could face severe disciplinary action. I gently nudged the cub, urging it to hide beneath the blankets, hoping the officer wouldn't notice. The door opened anyway. My commanding officer and a pair of junior researchers stepped in, and their eyes widened instantly. The cub, undeterred by human presence, had wriggled from under the blanket and now sat perched atop the bed, looking between us with its luminous eyes. What is that?" one of the juniors whispered. I swallowed hard. It's an apex cub. It had a nightmare, and I couldn't leave it alone. The commanding officer's gaze softened unexpectedly. "You let it sleep here?" I nodded, bracing for reprimand. The cub made a small chirping noise, as if on cue, and crawled toward me, pressing its head against my chest. Then, in a motion that seemed almost human, it wrapped one small arm around my torso. My colleagues froze, torn between astonishment and disbelief. By dawn, the entire station knew. News of the cub's daring escape from fear and its trust in a human spread like wildfire. Instead of anger, something remarkable happened: admiration. This tiny creature, once alone and terrified, had formed a bond that no protocol could sever. Over the next few days, I learned more about the cub. Its nightmares were remnants of a traumatic event, experiments by rogue scientists who had tried to harness its unique energy-emitting abilities. My quarters had become a safe haven, a place where the cub could rest without fear. And in return, it offered me something extraordinary: companionship, trust, and a connection that transcended species. The cub began to follow me everywhere, its trust in humans expanding. Other station members were cautious, but gradually, they saw the bond we shared. It was impossible to ignore the way it looked at me, the gentle trills, the subtle gestures that communicated thought and emotion far beyond its size. Weeks passed. The nightmares decreased, replaced by playful antics, small experiments, and affectionate nudges. The cub grew stronger, but its dependence on me never wavered. At dawn, when sunlight crept across the station, it would crawl into my bed, a silent testament to the trust and bond we shared. I realized then something I hadn't understood before: trust, once given freely, could change everything. A nightmare had brought the cub to me, but love and loyalty had made it stay. It wasn't just a cub anymore, it was a companion, a reminder that even in the cold, sterile environment of a space station, life could create moments of warmth and connection that defied logic, species, and expectation. And so, every dawn, we would be found together, the human and the alien cub, two beings from worlds apart, sharing a quiet trust and an unspoken promise. In that silence, amid the hum of life support and the distant glimmer of stars, I knew one truth with clarity: the Apex Cub had chosen me as much as I had chosen it. And nothing in the galaxy, not rules, not distance, nor fear, could undo that bond. By the time the twin suns fully rose, its tiny head rested against my shoulder, and I whispered softly, "You're safe now. Always." And the cub purred.